This week on TGC News, Canik drops 2 new pistols, Smith & Wesson and DD struggle, and a couple cool new SIGs. TacPack offers some of the highest quality firearms, EDC, and survival gear in a monthly package shipped right to your door. One month could be heavily focused on gun parts, the next on some sweet survival gear. They're always mixing it up and sending out stuff you will actually use. You now have 3 options for free items from them. Using TGC TQ will get you a free tourniquet, TGC Knife will get you a folding knife, and TGC Tool will get you a sweet pocket-sized multi-tool. To get your free item, punch in those codes over at TacPack.com. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Jon Patton, and you are watching TGC News. Quick shout out to the guys that made it out to the meet and greet last week at MTAC. I really genuinely appreciate you guys coming out and hanging with me for a while. That was a lot of fun. Now, this week's first story is about some of the most affordable pistols on the market. Canik has done a very good job of infiltrating the US market and showing just how affordable a good pistol can be. The TP9 lineup is full of solid choices, from the plain old TP9SA to the TP9SFX competition gun. Well, now they've expanded that lineup with 2 new guns. First is the TP9SFT, which is the tactical model with suppressor sights and a threaded barrel. The barrel is actually not threaded like most 9mm barrels at 1/2x28, but it is instead threaded 13.5 by 1 left hand. Silly Russians. They've also just announced the new Mod 2 version of the TP9SA. The only real changes that I could find that made this the Mod 2 were a slightly different slide profile, it's flatter on top now, and the formerly ambidextrous decocker is now only on the left side of the gun. They've also put a new version of the Warren tactical sights that come standard on this gun. Nothing too crazy as far as upgrades go, but the fact remains, the value on this entire line of pistols is outstanding. The Mod 2 has an MSRP of $399, which means that it's easily going to be about $350 to $375 at your dealer. The tactical model is a little bit more than that at $519.99, $520, which is actually less than most standard non-souped up factory 9mm pistols on the market right now. For example, the M&P 9 2.0 has an MSRP of $599. That's $80 more. What do you guys think of the Canik handguns? Are you into them, or are they still too new for you to drop the coin on them? Sound off in the comments below. And in Gundustry Struggle Bus news, American Outdoor Brands, the holding company of Smith & Wesson, Crimson Trace, and Gemtech, and a whole bunch others, has announced in a report about their third quarter earnings, which ended on July 31st, that they were down almost 33%, or $76 million from last year. Whew! In the same report, CEO James Debney said, "Our results for the third quarter reflected a continuation of challenging market conditions in the consumer market for firearms. AKA, the market is down and we felt it."
You feel that?
You guys know, if you watch every week, that this is not a new trend. In large part, it actually seems to be kind of leveling off across the industry, or even be on the up, since the country is facing a massive onslaught of gun control legislation, but who knows how long that will actually last. In other Struggle Bus news, you guys know I like Daniel Defense, and unfortunately, they were the victim of their own PR mistake recently when Marty Daniel, the owner, came out in support of the Fix NICS bill. We actually did an episode of the Legal Brief covering that bill, and there will be a link in the video description, or just search YouTube. Within mere minutes of that statement being released, people lit them up. Light it up! There are a lot of implications beyond the surface level on this particular bill, which I won't get into, but the long and short of it is that Marty Daniel caught a ton of crap about his statement, and could have possibly permanently damaged the reputation of Daniel Defense. They did, however, release a follow-up statement, which is essentially an apology and a retraction of the initial statement. In the follow-up, Daniel said, "I released the original statement because I believed it was the best option available at this time to hold back the continued attacks on the Second Amendment and the erosion of our rights. I was wrong." That is a humble statement that I think was absolutely needed. He went on to explain some of the potential problems that could arise and further define where DD stands on the Second Amendment. I genuinely think the first statement was made with good intentions. I think Marty Daniel wants the same thing we all want, to be allowed to be free Americans celebrating freedom. It's hard to say without knowing him personally if he was simply undereducated or misinformed on the Fix Nix bill, but boy, oh boy, did you guys let him know how you felt about it. What I want to know is, how do you feel now that they've released this follow-up statement? Do you forgive them as a brand, or are you still willing to destroy your DD as an effigy? Second question. Do you think more gun companies should step up and open their mouths about stopping gun control? This time, our GunTuber of the week comes at things from a different perspective. The entire namesake is based on the fact that 3-shot and 5-shot groups are just not enough to determine accuracy for a given firearm. Combining that with an easy-to-follow and genuinely entertaining presentation, I'm going to call it now. These are going to be people to watch in the next 12 months. You guys know I'm a big fan of keeping reviews short and concise, and these guys do that all day. Say hello to 9-Hole Reviews.
Welcome back to 9-Hole Reviews. Today we'll tackle the age-old debate on how many rounds does it take to check accuracy. It's not an arbitrary thing why we believe in shooting a single cold bore shot and then 9 shots to check the accuracy of our rifles. We're taking a look at an FNFAL paratrooper model that was built from a South African parts kit. The FNFAL, or Fusil Automatique Léger, was a simple short-stroke gas piston rifle that flat out works in many rugged conditions. SCAR stands for Soft Combat Assault Rifle, or Special Operations Forces Combat Assault Rifle. Yes indeed, it's an acronym within an acronym for a rifle that was developed at the Special Operations Command's request to develop a new family of rifles. This session we look at what we would consider potentially the best option for a suppressed .22 long rifle host in early 2018. The Ruger Mark IV Tactical .22 long rifle.
There is a link down in the description to go subscribe to 9-Hole Reviews channel, and please, when you do, tell them TGC sent you. If you guys know of a channel that is worthy of the GunTuber of the Week title, tell me who they are down in the comments below. In 6-hour news, a Swiss company called B&T just announced a new chassis for the Sig P320. They've taken the same concept as their Universal Service Weapon, or USWA1, and applied it to this new chassis for the 320. Essentially, it's a full-size frame for the 320 with a folding stock built in. I love the fact that this sort of product is becoming more commonplace. We have the Roni chassis for Glocks, then the XO1 for the 320, and now this thing. All of which are heading in the direction of a multi-purpose role for that kind of serialized fire control group. It's really cool. I think that's awesome. I was unable to find pricing info on this B&T at the time of writing this, but it'll be updated if we do get a hold of that before the video goes live. The only thing to be concerned about this product is that this may turn your 320 into an SBR if you use it. I would think the ATF Tech branch would need to rule on this product, but only time will tell. And in more SIG news, they've just announced they are finally shipping the US Made P210 Target. For those that are unaware, the German-made P210 is one of the most highly sought-after pistols in SIG's entire history. They are incredible to shoot with that contoured grip, and they're ultra-smooth operating. It's quite possibly one of the best guns they've ever made. The MSRP on the P210 Target is $16.99. Sharps Bros has taken their decades of experience in manufacturing and product design and created some of the most unique receivers for the AR-15, AR-10, and AK platform. With them, it's not just about unique rifles, it's also about excellence in craftsmanship. Starting from a rough sketch, then 3D modeled, and then finally machined from billet aluminum, Sharps Bros receivers are in a class of their own. To learn more, head over to sharpsbros.com. Friendly fire questions this week are coming from the Gun Collective Facebook page. First up, Tate Messman says, if guns never existed, where would you be and what would be your main hobby? Well, if guns never existed, the world would be a completely different place. But if I never got into guns, I would most likely be a musician, like a singer or a drummer, or I'd be a pro gamer. Andrew Hodgkin wants to know my thoughts on the 9x39 round that Wolf is bringing into the US, and if it will do well against the 300 Blackout. That's tough to say with it being so new. I haven't really covered it here on TGC News because there's not really a lot of data available yet. It's a subsonic AK round that claims to have some serious power. But I haven't seen a single gun chambered in that caliber yet, so as of right now, that caliber won't matter until that happens. Price will also be a huge factor in that taking off. Ryan Moore says, what do you/your viewers think are some of the best ways to respectfully show our point of view as gun owners? That's a good one, Ryan. So this will be my question to you guys watching as well. I think the best possible way to get through to people is to listen to them, hear and understand their point of view before even bothering to open your mouth. We cannot pretend to move forward in a discussion until we understand the opinions of those that oppose us. From there, education is the key. We make fun of people on social media every day for not knowing about guns. Many of the people mocking the undereducated are also mocking their friends and calling them idiotic names like libtard when trying to talk about guns. Pro tip, if you ever call someone a libtard, you've lost before you started. If we are truly going to progress forward and stop our rights from being eroded, we must respect and educate our neighbors and friends. Yelling, name-calling, and personal insults will get us nowhere. Here's an example on the hot topic of teachers carrying guns. If someone says they don't think teachers should be armed, simply say, hey, I don't think that teachers should be forced to carry guns, but perhaps they should be given the choice to do that. Gun owners don't want to force anyone to do something they don't want to do. That simple approach will help you take leaps and bounds forward in talking to people that might be against us or maybe are on the fence. Stomping around and saying, Mola Labe, will get you nowhere. I promise you that. Open your ears, listen, and then educate. So, my friendly fire question to you guys this week, like I said, what do you guys think is the best way to respectfully show our point of view as gun owners? Let me hear your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you want your question answered right here on the show, you can send that to me over on theguncollective.com. Guys, if you disliked this video, hit that button. If you liked it, hit like, get subscribed, and consider supporting us via the links in the video description below. We have a new Amazon affiliate store as well as a link to purchase cool shirts just like this one. And of course, links to find us all over your favorite social media platforms. As always, thank you all for watching. We'll see you soon. The shirts worn in today's video on the Gun Collective have been provided by Patriot Patch. Closed captions have also been brought to you by Patriot Patch Company. Be sure to click the link in the video description to check out all of their great products, including their cleaning mats.